Yeah, got it. Okay, so what do you think are the top 3 things that are the most important when you're getting started in your business? What should you be doing every day?
So, like, for example, when I first got started, I remember, like working with Alyssa, and the first thing that I did obviously was the training because I wanted good kind of background knowledge, basic things. So I mean, they keep updating it. And so they give you even more tips and things like that to help build your business. But one thing that I would do in addition to that is learn about the products. So go to your website, check out some of the products. You can go to your website, click shop, click the different categories. In doing that, it's also going to help you become familiar with like how to help customers and how to, help them navigate if they're ready to order, those kind of things. So, and as you're starting to go through, start writing down people's names that come to mind that you're like, oh my God, my friend has been talking about growing out her hair. Now I have something that I can offer her with the hair, skin, and nails. And so you can write down their name. And so that's going to give you, your next action. And so what I did next is I started reaching out on my Facebook. I started, posting consistently. So we have tons of post examples, on the signing loyal customers and distributors page. But the big thing is like posting consistently because people ask me, what do you think that you're doing now is different than 4.5, 5 years ago? I'm like, nothing. I literally have just done it over and over and over and over again. And so I would say posting consistently because, it's letting people know like you're open for business. It's letting people know what you have to offer. If you just think posting one time is going to be helpful, it's not. Like, I'm here to break that news to you, but people aren't going to get a grasp on what's happening in your business or your life or why you wanted to do this. So you're going to want to start posting consistently. And then I started reaching out to friends and family, and then, kind of just some people that I was friends with on Facebook that I had either seen them posting things or I knew that they could relate to my situation, if they were new parents and maybe, had daycare expenses. So those would be the big 3 things. And then, you're going to start to add on and build on. But I would say, starting with that, because ultimately, your first goal is to get your first 4 customers. And so you want to do that in your first 30 days. So if you start posting consistently, it's going to start to intrigue people, but then you're going to start reaching out and saying, hey, like, I don't know if you saw, but like, this is my new business and I would love for you to try out a product for me for 90 days. Do you have any particular goals that you've been wanting to work on? Because I mean, I have something for everything, you can obviously word it however, but I would say that those are the big 3.
Yes, agree. I love that. Yeah, so I just wanted to, if you pull up the chat, you can see that I'm writing down some of the notes that Erin said. You can look at that. But the signing loyal customers and distributors page, if you are not on that page, ask your upline or Erin and I, you can send me a private message to add you to that page because it has hundreds of posts that you can use. I mean, there's like, whenever somebody tells me they don't know what to post, like I direct them straight to that page because you have to get used to posting yourself every single day. You have to get used to finding posts that you like. You can't rely on somebody to send you posts every day for the rest of your life or your business. So you might as well just start doing it yourself. That page, basically it has threads of every single product that we have to offer. If you want to post about hair, skin, nails, like there's hundreds of posts that you can use. So really there's no excuse for not knowing what to post because it's already laid out for you. I mean, it's as simple as copying and pasting it to your wall. And I try to post, and it works before and after or product photo 3 times a day. So, one in the morning, one around lunchtime or early afternoon, and then one in the evening. So that's, my posting. And then I try to post a business opportunity once a day, and there's business opportunity posts in that signing loyal customers and distributors page as well. So if you need ideas on, because a lot of times my new distributors will come to me and tell me they don't know what to post for the business opportunity. Well, that page has tons of things that you can use, and then you can create your own from that if you'd like. If you don't, just do some of the wording and then create your own, or you can use it word for word, whatever you want to do. So I try to do 3 before and afters or product posts, and then 1 business opportunity. And of course, still make sure that you're posting like the normal things that you would have posted about before it works. You know, if you wouldn't post a picture of your Christmas tree or your dog or whatever your kid's doing that day, make sure you're still posting those things on your Facebook, because you don't want someone that was following you to only see it works. That's, you know, they want to see you too. So just show how you can incorporate the products and the business into your lifestyle. And then, yeah, the training videos. And what I did when I first got started in this business was I wanted to soak up all the knowledge that I possibly could. So the training videos on eSuite are amazing. I would watch at least one a day, but I would also go to YouTube. If there was something that I wanted to, know more about, like if I wanted to know more about signing loyal customers or tricks or tips or anything like that, I would go to YouTube and I would watch videos from top leaders. Alyssa Bilyeu has tons of videos. Tiffany Herr has videos. I don't know, Erin, help me out with other people that are, or Claire Flores, she's on our wider team. They all have great videos and tips on how to, work this business. So I would just go to YouTube every single day and I would be like a sponge. I would just soak it all up. So that's another tip that I would give you, is just try to watch a video a day if you can, whether you have 10 minutes or 30 minutes or an hour, do those things and then implement those actions into your business. And then one more thing that I would include in my top 3 is adding to my network. I would start adding to your network right away, because Facebook allows you to have 5,000 friends. So if you look at your friends list, what you have now, you might have I think I had probably 500.
Yeah.
So you have a long way to go to get a lot of friends. And you want to have that full 5,000 so you have as many eyes as possible on your post. And Facebook is kind of crazy in the fact that they like to rule the world, and they won't let every single person see your post. So you need to make sure that you're, posting every single day, multiple times a day, so that when somebody is on Facebook, they're catching something of yours. And the way that I would add new people and still do today, to my network, is I go to groups on Facebook or brand pages. If it's a group, I'm a mom, so I like going to, children's resale clothing boutiques or baby brands, kids clothing brands. If it's a brand page, you could go to the Gap or whatever it is that you like, and find the members of the group and just, see if you have things in common with those people, send them a friend request. Or on the brand pages, I would just see who was liking the most recent photos, and then sending them friend requests. So that's a way to expand your network with people that you have things in common with. So if you're a dog mom, or you are really into makeup, or you have a sports team that you love, that's a great way to find people that you already have things in common with to add to your network. Okay, Erin, let's say, someone is putting up a post of the coffee and someone reaches out to them, for more information about the coffee. How would you go about explaining, where would you go to find, what would be your description when you're talking to the potential loyal customer?
So first thing, you're going to start to notice that a lot of your conversations should be very similar. Because some people are like, I don't want to mess this up. What should I say? And I'm like, I literally say the same thing, because regardless if they comment on a post or if they like something, I'm always going to say, hey girl, thanks so much for your comments on my post, or thanks for the love on my post. Are you interested in blank? I just re-ask that question, because sometimes I don't know about y'all, but now I know my notifications, but when I first started, if I want to comment and somebody messaged me, I'd be like, what did I comment on? So it's just re-asking that question and saying, hey, thanks so much for commenting on my post. Are you interested in the keto coffee? And then they say yes, and be like, oh my God, you're going to love it. It is something that you can literally switch out your normal coffee and just put it in your normal routine, and it's fat burning coffee. We don't call it skinny mocha for no reason. And so what I love too, if you go to Elite Warriors and you type in the little search bar at the top, if you type keto coffee, I already put it in there. It's an entire scripts. It says scripts and text examples. And in the comments, it talks about the conversation descriptions and exactly how you would word the conversation. So first, you're going to give them a description of the keto coffee, and then just say, does that sound like something you'd be interested in? And then they say, yes. How much is it? Well, it's normally for a month's supply, it's, I think, like $130. But I can give you my 40% off discount where we can get you a month's supply for $78. So I always like to start with a retail price and then also throw in the loyal customer price at the second half, because they're like, well, how do I get that discount? Because I don't know about y'all, but like, I love coupon codes. I love discounts. Anytime that I can get something, like, even if it would be like the same price, but I found like a promo code, like, it just, something about it, like, I get excited about it, and so being able to get it at that discounted price, people get excited about that. They're like, how can I do that? And so you're going to tell them about the loyal customer program, which, hey, that's where you can purchase one product a month for 3 months, but I know that you're going to love the keto coffee. And so we'll get you set up for that. And then you may even want to add in the chocolate greens too, if you like mocha. Another helpful thing, if you're not exactly sure how to word your conversation, screenshot it and send it to your enroller, because that's what that person is there for. When they're sponsoring you in this business and they're mentoring you, it's our job to help guide that conversation. Even if you're brand new, or even if your enroller is brand new, you don't have to worry about that, because you can simply, they have an upline, they have an enroller, there's somebody else in there that has information, and they can help guide you with those conversations. So even if it's hair, skin, and nails, hey, thanks so much for showing love on my post. Are you interested in learning more about how you can grow out your hair? Kind of referring to your post. Yes, I'm going to give them a description. Does that sound like something you'd be interested in? It's the exact same thing every single time, but we're just tweaking the wording to fit the product and that person.
Yeah, great job. So basically, short and sweet and simple. Do not overcomplicate it. They don't need a long description of what all the product does. They just need a couple of keywords. You tell them it helps burn fat. It's going to give them amazing energy, and it tastes great. And be super excited about it. And your excitement is going to catch on to them. And then, like Erin said, they'll ask the price, and you give the price that way. And they might not order right away, but that's where I want to talk to you guys about following up. 90% of the time, everybody that I talk to does not order right away. What I do is I always think every day I want to be planting seeds. I don't necessarily think, every day I have to sign a loyal customer, because you know what? I could plant 10 seeds today and not sign a loyal customer, but sign 10 loyal customers on Friday. So I just always think, like, I'm going to plant my seeds, which is by posting, by asking people to host a post for me, and talking with people about the products. So, I designate certain days of the week, except, if I'm pushing really hard for a promotion, I might be following up every day. But on my normal routine, I'll probably follow up on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I like to follow up every 2 days. Sometimes I'll do it on Sunday nights, but I keep a list of everybody that on that day told me, that they were interested in a product. I just make sure, like, for November, I have a list of everybody's name that was interested in products. And so what I'll do is I'll just go through that list and just message them all on, if it's a Wednesday, you'd be like, hey, were you interested in putting in your orders today? They might say no, they might say yes, they might not say anything. But that's totally normal for people to not order right away. So don't feel like, if somebody doesn't buy from you the moment they ask about it, it's okay. They will buy. It just has to be on their time. And a lot of people, bought coffee from me when we had the BOGO on Monday because they were interested in it. So you always have to remember that our company is always working for us, and they're always going to be bringing out sales and promotions. So it's really important to keep that list of names so that you can go back to people during those promotions and say, hey, I know you were interested in hair, skin, nails at one point in time. It's on sale for whatever. And then, would you be interested in buying it now? Or even when you are later on pushing for promotion, you just always want to have a list of names that you can go to and follow up with. So, don't ever feel like they're not going to order, or like you're not giving, the moment that somebody asks you, because they will order. It's just a matter of time. And that's also why it's important to be consistent with your posts, because too many times we have people that join the business and then they fall off and they're not consistent with their posts, but the person that was interested in the product is still interested. So I don't want to collect on your seats. I mean, I will take your customer if you quit, but like, I don't want to. So that's why it's important to like always be consistent with your posts, because they want to remember if they have a day where they're like, oh yeah, I want to try that coffee. You want them to remember you and not me, because I'm the one posting about it and you're not. So make sure that you're consistently posting every single day. You want to make sure that, your business is always open. Okay, so let's talk a minute about, growing your team and signing distributors, Erin. I know that can be kind of like hard in the beginning because, you don't necessarily know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if anybody's ever going to join you. So what would be some steps to getting, start that process of growing your team?
So first and foremost, you have to always remember, like, most people start this business because they want to make extra money. Okay. So there's very few people out there that if you ask them, hey, could you use an extra $500? They're going to tell you no. Now in the process of filling out that conversation, they're going to kind of try and decide, hey, is it something that, feels right for me? Is it something I'm interested in? So they're going to be filling it out. It's just like, when you're searching for jobs and you're going through, like, I know, like nursing, I had to figure out the right field that was the fit for me. And so when I'm looking at this, I'm going to ask lots of questions. And so, when you start posting about things or sharing things, talk about, okay, what was life like? I know for us, I would probably make a post like this, like, I joined this business 4.5 years ago because we were newlyweds, had a 6-month-old baby. We were living paycheck to paycheck, even though we both had great jobs. We had student loans, debt, mortgage payment, car payment, and we ended up having $500 more a month in childcare than we had initially budgeted for. And so I knew that I needed to do something about that. So I took a leap of faith. I started posting on social media and sharing that with my friends. And within my second month, I was able to hit Ruby and make $500 extra a month. So I talked about the past, the present, and where I was going, or what has happened because of it. And so, life now is different, but most people can relate to wanting $500 extra a month. They say 78% of Americans, if they had $400 extra a month, that would save them from bankruptcy, which is crazy. So our job is not to sit there and try and sell somebody like, oh my God, you have to sign up today. It's simply presenting the opportunity over and over. So you're going to post it different ways. You're going to share your story. You may even share, someone that is a leader that you look up to. You may share their story and just saying, hey, look at this team that I joined because this is what's happened for them. Can you relate? And then also having them plug into like the opportunity events that we've been hosting and doing, because those are great opportunities that, to get that third party validation. So always think about this, like, if you're posting about the business or you're posting about the opportunity, when you type it out, or, you're using an example, like, does that post make you feel something? If I was to read that, because sometimes I'll go and it just like, people will be like, join my team for $99. That does make me feel something. But if I read about what you've done and what's happened in your life and where you're going, like where your vision is to go, that's going to make me feel something. That's going to make me want to be a part of that. And so I would suggest, as you're kind of feeling that out, even if you have questions about it, send it to your enroller and say, hey, do you mind like reviewing this and just making sure it sounds okay? Because that's how you can start to plant seeds with people about the business. It's not, join my team. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be sharing your story over and over. And that's what's going to draw people in.
Yeah. People will connect emotionally. And I always say that people fall in love with you before they fall in love with the products or the business. They have to see you. So, when I just had started this business, you have to think like back when Erin and I both started this business, we were in the same spot that you guys are if you just started. We didn't have anybody on our team. We had never done anything like this before. We didn't, we didn't have a clue what we were doing. But we just got started and we had a huge why. We wanted this to work and we just weren't going to let it fail. So some things that I started talking about to attract potential business partners was how simple it was to work this business through social media while working full time. I worked full time and had a newborn baby at home. So I would talk about how I was able to make extra money aside from my full time job that I could spend on shopping or getting my hair done or nails done or buying him new toys or clothes. I would talk about how I could start, a savings account and didn't have to touch my full-time paycheck. I would talk about why I love the business. What do you love about Edwards? Why did you join? Like, what inspired you to join? Share those things. If it's, somebody's inspirational story, like Erin said, then share their story. But you have to kind of, talk about why you love it. And another thing that I often think of is you can do everything through social media. We don't have to stock products. We don't have to stock inventory. Like Erin said, most people are looking to make $200 to $500 extra a month. And so if you just talk about how simple it is to be able to make that money through social media in your spare time, people are going to start to think about it and like, oh, I could do that. I could do that too. And so, just talk about how simple it is, why you love it, and why you joined. If it's because you wanted to be able to buy a new car, or it's because you wanted to be able to cover some of your bills with, and start saving more, or whatever it is, like share those things. People will connect with that. They have to connect with you and your reasons and your why to be able to want to join you. And it is going to take lots of posts like that. It's not just one that is going to do it for somebody. A lot of times, people ask me, well, what's a good business post? Well, I mean, it's not just one business post that's going to attract somebody to your team. It's going to be something every single day. So you need to make sure that you're sharing about the business opportunity every single day. And here's another thing. People don't know they can join your team unless you're sharing about it. Like, don't expect somebody to want to join your team if all you're doing is posting about the product and you're never talking about the business opportunity. They're not going to even know that they can join you or reach out to you. So, make sure that you are talking about the business. If you want to grow a team, you have to talk about the business opportunity. Okay. What did I miss, Erin? What else is out there?
I love that you said that, because I mean, it is, and we keep saying it, but we haven't said the exact word. But really, this business is super simple. It's just like being consistent over time. So don't think that you're going to be able to join this and start, and you're going to be like, oh my God, like getting stressed out and saying, I have to post every day. Like I have to do it. Like, it's going to be a work in progress, and know that this.
Hang on. I can't unmute you. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, it popped up. Are we good?
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't even know what you heard. I was probably just like, yeah.
You were saying it's a work in progress.
Okay. So I mean, it is a work in progress. It's gonna take time to get in a routine, and so as you start to post and you start to reach out, then you're gonna feel confident. Like I tell people all the time, like I have this weird inner clock that goes off, and it's like, it's been 3 hours, you need to post. Like most of the time I try and post that too, but like I know mentally when I'm getting to a limit where I'm like, okay, like I got to make a post, or I need to send out messages. And so I have, non-negotiable things, but as you're starting in this, get in a routine, do those simple things, adding to your network, starting to post, reaching out to people. And then I think that's it. No, I'm missing one. I don't remember. There's 4, but I said 3. It'll come to me in a second, but just doing that over and over and over. And then, you're going to be like, oh, like, okay, then that's just my second nature. Now I might be like a little daredevil and go live, and you're going to start pulling into other aspects of the business. But it's doing that consistently every single day. Now, if you treat this like a hobby, like I always like to share the example, your like full-time job, like for me, nursing, I had to I still have to have, in order for my license to stay active, you still have to have CEUs, or continuing education credits, every single year. You have to have 20 of them. And so if I just didn't do that, if I just didn't take the time to like continue my education and continue, doing the things that I need to do, it wouldn't help me like be successful, and I would lose my license. So it's the same thing like with the business. You've got to treat this the exact same thing, and saying, okay, like I'm going to commit. I'm going to do these things over and over. Some days may be better than others. Some days I may be able to send out more messages, but just making sure that you're doing that every single day. Cause that's the worst thing is, like somebody will say, well, nobody's interested, and I'll go to their page and they haven't posted anything. Well, yeah, nobody knows that you have something to offer. so you've got to make sure that you're putting it out there every single day in order for people to be interested.
Yeah, it's consistency, persistency, and the discipline to do it. It's not motivation. Like another presidential diamond on our team, Kelsey Thornton, said this to me one time, and I'll never forget it. She said, it's not motivation that makes you work this business, it's discipline. Because Erin and I don't wake up every day like, yes, let's get to work. Like, I don't feel like that some days. Some days I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. But other days I'm like, I would really just rather just lay under the covers today. But I know that if I want my business to keep growing and not fall, I have to get up and do those things every day. I have to post every day. I have to add to my network every day. I have to ask people to host a post for me. I have to talk to people about the business, or I have to talk to potential customers. So, you have to be disciplined even when you don't feel like it, to at least do something for your business. If you sit down at the end of the day and say that I do at least one thing for my business today, like even if you had a bad day, just try to do something. Try to post at least every day. And like Erin said, if you're posting every single day, I promise you will get customers. If you're posting on your Facebook every single day and you're adding to your network every single day, you will get customers. Maybe not, the first 3 days or whatever, but like if you continue for 30 days and you don't have a customer, then we need to chat, because there's a disconnect there. But you should be able to get customers if you're posting every day and adding to your network every single day. And just don't give up. Okay. So like, you started this business for a reason. And you might have a fire, right now, and you might have a fire in you today. Next month, keep that fire. Remember why you joined. Don't give up. Not every day is rainbows and butterflies. Not every day are you going to get a customer. Not every day are you going to sign a distributor. But your business will grow if you never give up. People ask me a lot of times before they join the business, well, how can I make sure that I'm successful? Or how do I know if I'll be successful? My answer is always the same. It's that you will be successful as long as you don't give up. And you stay consistent with this. But the moment that you give up and you stop working the business, then it's over. So you have to remember why you wanted to do this business and keep it in front of you at all times. And just don't give up, because you can do this. You can definitely do this. So anything else, Erin?
No, I mean, I think that that's perfect. And, like you said, remember your why, because, I mean, I always like to compare it. Like, it's not every day that you just want to like get up and go to work, or you want to get up and work your business. But you have to. So it's one of those things, because that it's going to put in, that you have to get paid. So if you treat this the exact same thing, like, it may not be, where you're like, oh my gosh, like, like, I'm so excited to go and like message or like go live and post about this thing. But doing it, that you're going to reap the benefits eventually. And then the other thing that I would suggest too, like when you're on YouTube, something that I wish I would have started earlier, not only like listening to trainings and stuff, but is, just find something that motivates you. So if it's, I don't know, like a motivational speaker or podcast or something, or sermon, or just worship music, whatever it's going to take that gets you excited about it, and just excited for the day. Because if you start your day with that and getting your mind right, everything else is going to be perfect. Everything else, like even just in life in general, like that's something that I wish I would have done, because, there is so much negativity and everything else out there. So if you're focused on that and you just have your mind right, like nothing can hit you. So, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, I hope you guys got some goods from this, and just, go kill it. We're so proud of you. Okay. Bye.
Bye.